All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tina Nunziato, and we both, Dr. Cruz and I, really appreciate you being on the webinar this evening, taking the time out of your night to be here with us. We have an amazing presentation, and we want to respect your time, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want you to know that Dr. Cruz is actually making her way here to me right now to do this webinar. She has had quite the week, a lot of difficult, complicated, and very sick patients this week, so I always usually kick off the webinar anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and kick off the webinar, and when she gets here, she will step in. So first of all, I just wanted to thank everyone for being online with us. You're in for quite a treat this evening. Like I said, my name is Tina Nunziato. I don't know if you've heard, but Dr. Cruz and I are blazing a new trail and setting a new standard of care in digestive health. And this is your lucky day because you're going to get a personal glimpse into how we're doing this. There's so much confusion and frustration that surrounds the medical industry today. And it's more important than ever to really take control of your health. It seems like as a society, we're getting sicker and sicker, and all the industries that are supposed to be set up to help us during these times seem to be more concerned about making money than getting us well. You really need someone on your side to help you truly get well so that you don't have to deal with any of these medical issues anymore. Dr. Cruz and I want you to know that we want to be that someone. Okay, we've been developing a program for years now that has brought amazing results to so many of our patients. When Dr. Cruz shares with you some of the testimonials inside of this presentation, you're going to see yourself because many of these people participated in webinars just like you. You're going to be able to see how they've completely transformed their lives with our help, and many of them don't need to be on medicine or seeing doctors anymore. So Dr. Cruz and I have a lot to teach today, and at the end of the teaching, you're going to be given an opportunity to participate in this brand new trail that we are blazing as a medical practice. I want you to get on the edge of your seats, and I want you to pay very close attention because this is exciting, this is cutting edge, and this is not only going to eliminate all of your digestive issues, but will completely transform your body in 90 days. And we can all use a little of that right now. And without further ado, this is amazing timing, Dr. Liz Cruz. I can't believe you just walked in the room. This is Dr. Liz Cruz.
Hello, everyone.
You can take a deep breath, Dr. Liz
Cruz.
Ooh,
yes. Welcome to this webinar. We are so excited, and let me just take a deep breath.
I know, take a deep breath.
You literally
just walked in. That's amazing timing.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being here. I want to tell you that all day, I was looking forward to this. I was so excited, and I had a whole lineup of colonoscopies and endoscopies and, just plugging away through the day and just thinking about this. And then we ran into a little snag toward the end. Things happen. And so I just put a little snag into the agenda, but that's okay. You know what? We're here and you guys are here. And I just want to thank you for being on this webinar, for taking the time to join us. I'm Dr. Liz Cruz, and let's go ahead and get started. So please sit back and enjoy. Have a glass of water or a glass of wine, and let's get started here. All right, so just so that you know, I am going to have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar, okay? So if you have any questions, go ahead and use that question section to the right to type in your questions as we go, all right? All right, let's dive in. So just to start out with, I'm going to share a story with you tonight about Susie. Susie's a patient of mine, and her story is your story. In fact, that story, Susie's story, is a story of millions of people all around the world. It's a story of thousands of patients of mine that I've taken care of through the years. And it has an amazing ending. This is an incredible story about our patient Susie and the massive transformation that she literally just went through. But before I get into Susie, let me tell you a little bit about myself. And let me tell you why we're doing this webinar tonight, and why it's important that you stay until the very end of the webinar. all right, to not only hear about how Susie's story ends, but to hear about how your story will begin. All right, so let's dive in. You can learn a little bit. I'm going to let you learn a little bit more about me right now and why a doctor is doing a webinar on a Thursday night after a crazy day of doing a ton of procedures. And yeah, why are we doing this? All right, so first of all, I just want to say that in my field of gastroenterology, there aren't a lot of doctors that are showing you the type of information that I'm about to share with you. All right. I mean, it is so easy to just fall right back into the easy routine of prescribing drugs, medicines. All right. Because that's what we were taught to do. That's what I was taught to do in medical school. And it's easy. All right. I've been doing this for years. So I know the things to prescribe. I know what, I mean, it's easy to fall into that. And, and even if we know something's not right, it's very easy to just default to prescribing medicines. But I'm stepping out because now I know the truth and I feel that it's my responsibility to share it with you. All right, so on the next slide here, you're going to see a little picture of me. Yep, that's me back in the day. All right, look, I'm no different than you. Right now, I'm 50 years old. I'm a 50-year-old American girl of Puerto Rican descent, born in the slums of LA, raised by a mother and father who were blue-collared workers, but who worked their butts off to put me through school and my sisters to put us through private Christian school. Like that was their goal, and they worked so hard at that. And then I was afforded the opportunity by the grace of God to go to medical school. But that didn't come easy. I worked my butt off too. And I worked hard. I mean, getting good grades did not come easy to me. I have worked hard all my life, all through school. And when I decided I wanted to be a doctor and went to medical school, I mean, I just, it was inside of my heart. I wanted to help people so bad. I mean, I was on a very sincere, heartfelt journey to try to help people. In fact, I wanted to be a missionary doctor. From the time I was little, I was always telling my parents I wanted to be a missionary doctor. And I thought that someday I'd go to some foreign country and be a missionary doctor. What I finally realized was that my mission was right where I'm at. All right. For me, right now, my mission is right here in Phoenix, Arizona. I see patients every day after day, who come in with all sorts of gastrointestinal issues, digestive issues, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, IBS, acid reflux. They're overweight. They're tired. They don't have any energy. They just don't feel good. They feel horrible. They feel like they have no life. And I prescribe medicines to these people just like candy, and they still come back with the same symptoms. Now, even younger people, all right, it is not uncommon for me to see 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds coming in with the same things that their parents and their grandparents have, right? Now, I knew that something was missing, and I knew that something wasn't right. But I didn't know any different years ago when I started this journey. I mean, all I knew was what I learned in medical school, in my internal medicine residency, and then in my gastroenterology fellowship training. I learned how to prescribe medications so well that I could do it in my sleep. And I learned how to do amazing colonoscopies and endoscopies. But little did I know that there was more to it than just prescribing medicines and doing procedures. In fact, I remember the day that I approached Tina back in 2008. I told her, you know what? I need some help. I've got to figure out why my patients are so sick and they're not getting better. And I also remember her face when she looked at me and she said, I don't know. You're the doctor. Why don't you tell me? But that was the beginning of our journey. That's when Tina and I started our journey to discover the truth. And by the way, that's Tina and I right there in the bottom right-hand corner, way back in the day when we started our journey in 2008.
And we still pretty much look like that.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of. I wanted to. I was so desperate to help my patients that I was going to do whatever it took. And Tina became so passionate about it with me. She also was on the same journey with me. And I wanted to help anyone that was coming to me, people just like you. I wanted to do more than just doing a bunch of procedures and prescribing drugs, medicines. I wanted to help people get well. That was my goal. That was my passion. And Tina, she became so passionate about it that she even went on and got her certification in holistic nutrition. And today she's by my side as we transform lives, one person at a time. And that's my story. That's my powerful story. And it's filled with passion and commitment every single day. It's the same passion and commitment that got me to where I am on this webinar tonight. It's the same passion and commitment that's going to help you transform your life. All right? We're going to do this together. You are not going to be on this journey alone. We are changing people's lives with what we're doing here. I'm telling you, every day. From the launch of our program, we've changed so many people's lives. People are feeling better. They're calling us. They're coming to the office. They're crying because they can't remember the last time they felt so good. They haven't slept so well in years. They can't even remember having this much energy. I'm telling you, they feel amazing. And that's why you're on this webinar with us today, because we want to help you feel amazing. All right? So, who's ready? Everyone ready? All right, here we go. All right, so check out this picture. This is me and my family. And this is us living the healthy, high energy life, okay? As you can see, we're busy. We love to have fun. I mean, look at all those smiles, all right? Look at all those smiles. I mean, we're having a great time. That's us with our kids. We love being active, and we know that being well is a critical aspect to being able to enjoy time with each other. All right, so here's my question to you. Are you well enough to live the life that you want to be living? All right, use the box, the question box to the right, and type in yes or no. All right, so check out these patients. This is how most of our patients and clients describe their day and how they feel. They suffer from reflux, abdominal pain, gas, bloating, constipation. They don't have energy, along with so many other things that I don't even have time to go into. Let's just say that their life is a living hell. It's miserable. All right, now, this is no way to live your life. In fact, this isn't even living at all. So remember I told you I wanted to tell you a story about Susie. Well, here it goes. This is Susie. Susie is one of our patients who's been coming to see me for a long time. She's in her mid-40s and she's been suffering from digestive issues pretty much most of her adult life. She's experienced quite a bit of weight gain over the last few years. She has no energy. She's not sleeping well. On top of that, she's on antidepressants and she's stressed out all the time over her health issues and over things at home. She's got so many other medical issues that she's basically spending her life in doctor's offices on a regular basis. And on top of that, she's taking multiple medicines for a variety of symptoms that she's dealing with. For years, I prescribed her different medicines also to no avail. If this is starting to sound familiar, let me know. After years of my own research, I decided enough is enough. It's time to transform Susie's life, and it has nothing to do with medicines. Lo and behold, this is what Susie looks like today. I'm so proud of Susie because just after a few short months of incorporating everything she learned, she's looking and feeling amazing. She's off of all of her medicines. She's completely eliminated all of her digestive issues, and she's sleeping great, and she has more energy than she knows what to do with. She's lost a total of 30 pounds, and she came into the office recently crying. Like, she was crying. She had tears about how she can't believe how such simple things were able to turn her body around like they did. She said she's never going back, and she is so thankful for everything she learned. And I'm so happy for her. She is really doing amazing. Just like Susie, we want to help you get well and stay well. How many of you want to feel good again? Using that question box to the right, please type into the question box the word me if you're following me here. All right, I'm going to share with you today the story of how Susie got to where she is today. But before I do that, I want to share with you how Susie got where she was in the first place. All right? We need to start from the start. Why do so many of us, like Susie, have so many medical issues and a cabinet full of medicines? Why are so many of us gaining weight, have no energy, have so many restless nights? Let me explain how we found the true answers to these questions. All right, Tina and I researched for over 2 years. In fact, our research continues to this day. I mean, we're learning something every day. We're constantly educating ourselves. Like I mentioned earlier, we started our journey back in 2008 by reading as many books as we could get our hands on. We went to seminars, we were watching documentaries after documentaries, we even found mentors to study under. We basically learned what my medical degree didn't teach me about the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, and how the body truly works. And let me tell you, we were shocked at what we found, and we continue to be shocked. Okay, we continue to educate ourselves, and the shock does not stop. I can't tell you how many times I'd find Tina crying, saying, "How could this be? How could our country allow this to be happening? And how is it that we didn't know any of this?" Let me share with you at a high level what we learned. First of all, we learned that the food industry is providing food and beverages that are overloaded with sugar and chemicals and have little to no nutritional value whatsoever. We learned that the medical industry is teaching us as doctors how to put band-aids on your symptoms and not really getting to the root cause. Does that sound familiar? We learned that the pharmaceutical and the health insurance industries are making a ton of money on you being sick. That's right, you heard me right. And in a country that's so technologically advanced, we as a population are getting sicker, fatter, more than ever before. And even our children are being affected. The epidemic of childhood obesity and diabetes is just soaring. It is climbing so fast. It is sad. And there are some people out there that are saying that these children may not even live as long as their parents are living. All of this is unacceptable, and the only way to change it is to educate enough people for the right people to wake up and start putting our health before their pocketbooks. So, why are we sicker and fatter? Why are you sicker and fatter? Let me spend some time educating you a little bit here. Most of us are eating the standard American diet, acronym SAD. Now, we didn't make that up. That's truly the acronym for that, and I think it's appropriate. Believe me, it's that acronym, in my opinion, for a reason. It's basically processed food, fast food, anything that comes in a bag, box, or can. That's what the standard American diet is. Unfortunately, these foods offer little nourishment and they're difficult to digest and for your body to eliminate. We tend to get an overabundance of white food like white flour, sugar, white rice, white bread, and we don't get enough green food like salads, avocados, green leafy vegetables. And it's the greens. It is the green food that builds the body and gives it what it needs to function properly. We drink everything throughout the day except water. Does that sound familiar? I think that this country has the highest consumption of sodas, coffees, fancy coffees, and energy drinks. And drinks that are so sugary and caffeinated. You know, Tina and I have this saying. We're basically an overfed, undernourished, and dehydrated society here in America. And we wonder why we drag through the day, causing us to consume more white sugar for that extra quick lift, processed food, and caffeinated drinks for that quick energy, all of which is nutritionally depleted. What about stress? Are you stressed? You know, stress is out of control in our society. We're such a stressed out society. In fact, a few years ago, we did a survey on our patients, and we found that everyone from 18 years old to 95 was stressed out about something. Okay, now I don't know about you, but when I get into my late golden years, the last thing I want to be is stressed out. Okay, those should be years that you're enjoying. These things, these days, I honestly, I think these days, even if you don't have anything to be stressed out about, I think a lot of people make up stuff to be stressed out about just to keep in a constant state of stress. You know, I want to tell you guys something. Stress is a silent killer. It can change the chemistry of your body in a matter of seconds. It causes a variety of symptoms, and in fact, over 25% of our patients, and I'm talking about the patients that come to see us in the office, okay? And we found this out from the surveys that we did and just from seeing patients. Over 25% of our patients are on some form of antidepressant or anti-anxiety. Some of them are on 3 or 4 of these medicines. What about rest? You know, we definitely are not getting good rest at night. It's a big issue. Did you know that at least 40 million Americans suffer from over 70 different sleep disorders? I mean, I didn't even know there were that many sleep disorders. Look, without proper rest, your body isn't given the opportunity to recharge and rejuvenate. A tired body cannot eliminate toxins properly and efficiently, and that is very important. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. This alone makes you susceptible to health problems, weight gain, and exhaustion. So it's important. It is so important to rest. Finally, we're not moving our body enough. We sit at a job all day long and then we go home and sit on the couch and watch TV for 2, 3 more hours. We don't move our bodies. And being stagnant like this is also what contributes and causes a toxic buildup in the body. The only thing that pumps the lymphatic system is movement. The lymphatic system in your body is so crucial for eliminating toxins out of your blood. And if you don't move, the fluid in the lymphatic system can't move through to try to clean out those toxins. The other thing is that movement increases oxygen to your cells. And not to mention, it helps to relieve tension and stress. The bottom line is this. Our bodies are toxic. We're overloaded with chemicals. We don't eliminate properly. And the end result are digestive issues, aches and pains, fibromyalgia, arthritis. I'm seeing patients in their 20s with fibromyalgia and arthritis, headaches, migraines, lack of energy. People are gaining weight. They're not sleeping well, and on with the medical problems. And on top of that, people are taking all sorts of medications that only adds to the toxicity that's already in their bodies. Who here is ready to be done with all of this? Please type in the question box and tell me you're ready to move on and to be free of all of this. Now, it's time to show you how Susie transformed her life. And if you have any of the same symptoms that Susie was dealing with, your life is going to be transformed as well. This is Denise. She started the Core 4 in January, and she came to one of our seminars in February. Just as a heads up, our Core 4 are the 4 key supplements that we recommend to transform the body quickly and on an ongoing basis. Denise purchased a program back in February and completely changed her life in only 60 days. So please listen to her story.
Hi, my name is Denise, and I'm just taking a quick moment to tell you my story, how the journey has come so far. I was just dealing with digestive issues most of my life. It really got to a point of just giving up and not wanting to just try it anymore. And so I did. I just stopped for answers something. And yeah, I just decided to just give it another go. And I referred to Dr. Tina.
All right. Thank you, Denise. I'm so happy for Denise. We see Denise all the time. She comes in to visit us, and she looks amazing. She's feeling great, and so we're so appreciative of her doing that testimonial. What I'm about to give you is what very few people get in their life, and that's a second chance. I want you to imagine a new reality. I want you to imagine a life where you feel like you did when you were 20, where you have no digestive issues, no aches or pains, no excessive extra weight, where you're getting a good night's sleep every night, and you've got enough energy to get you through the day and then some. It took you your whole lifetime to get your body where it is. The good news is it's only going to take 90 days to turn the clock back. It's time to show you our cutting edge program that's transforming the lives of so many of our patients and clients. Remember Susie? I'm about to show you what she did to completely change her life around. Now's the time to really focus on what I'm going to say, because your new life, your new body starts tonight. Who's ready to turn their body around like Susie did? If you're ready, please type in yes in the question box. Here it is, the DNA, the 3 simple steps that have turned so many lives around. The DNA. The D stands for detoxification and digestive restoration. The N stands for nutrition and necessary hydration. And the A stands for activating mind, body, and soul and creating an action plan. It's these 3 simple steps that change Susie's life and the lives of so many of our patients, and it will change your life also. There's a whole host of information I'm going to share with you when you come on board with our program. But when you talk about the 3 steps to total body transformation, I just want you to focus in on these 3 things. These 3 steps, these are the secret to your total body transformation. Please, don't let anyone tell you you need to be on this supplement, on that supplement, you need to consider weight loss procedure or that elimination diet. Look, these 3 steps are what you are going to master, and when you master these, that's when transformation is going to take place. To help you understand this more in depth, let me break it down for you. Let's start with the D. Take a look at that picture on the left. That shows a representation of what the inside of your body currently looks like. Our goal is to get the inside looking like the house on the right. Doesn't it look beautiful, pretty, clean? To do this, you've got to learn 2 things: how to clean out your body properly with detoxing, and how to rebuild your digestive system so it can function properly for you again. Let me explain a little bit more. Detoxing is such a critical part of our health, and as we age, our ability to detoxify properly slows down. All right, as we get older, it doesn't work the same as it did when you were 10 years younger, 20 years younger. You have to learn safe ways to detox the body and purge the unnecessary toxins that are causing aches, pains, and medical symptoms. When you have the DNA, you're going to learn and master 8 ways to detoxify the body in a safe and gentle way, because some ways work better than others depending on the person. You need to learn all 8 ways to determine which way is going to work best for you. Our delicate detox you see here is one of the things you're going to learn about. It's the easiest way to detox, and it works absolute miracles for people. The second section of the D is going to teach you how to restore your gut and get it working properly. Did you know that your gut is your second brain? Without a healthy working gut, so many other issues arise in the body. In fact, did you know that 80% of the immune system is in your gut? That's right. Your GI tract is your first line of defense when it comes to germs, bacteria, and viruses. If you're suffering from any type or any form of digestive issue, you've got to learn how to fix the symptoms, not just cover them up. And the answers are so simple. You see here our everyday enzymes and the pleasant probiotics. We call these the 1-2 punch for your GI tract. They've helped so many of our patients rid themselves of their digestive issues forever. Now let's move on to the end portion of the DNA. The end is where so much of the teaching resides. You've got to learn about food and the food industry, and you have to learn how to shift from the food and the drink that are wreaking havoc on your body to food and drink that's going to fuel your body and help it function properly. So let me explain that in a little bit more detail. If you want to truly get well, you must learn to eat real whole food. That means you've got to learn how to shop and prepare them. You absolutely have to learn about the dangers of artificial sugars and GMOs and how to read a food label so that you can avoid the chemicals, the preservatives, and the sugars that they're putting into our food these days. You're going to be given access to our healthier alternatives list so you can learn the healthier alternative to everything you're eating. It's not as hard as you might think. It's just knowing what to buy and what to do with it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to teach you all that. Our Gastro Greens offers additional nutritional support when you're not getting it from your daily diet. The protein powder that you see there to the far right on the bottom is there to help you get more plant-based protein on a daily basis. And our cookbook, Chop Chop, gives you tons of recipes for super healthy quick ideas for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, smoothies, and desserts. The necessary hydration section has had the biggest impact on those who've gone through the program. In this section, you're going to learn that not all water is created equal. That alkaline water is a water that you've got to be drinking for optimal health. And you see the water pitcher there? Having something like this at your disposal gives you access to alkaline water immediately and in a totally cost-effective way. If you're craving sugar or salt, I know you've got to be craving one of them. Those salts that you see right there, the salt powder, completely turns that around. And I am living proof of that because I'm a horrible sweets craver. All right. So that is something that will definitely turn those cravings around. Did you know that your body is basically a giant saltwater bag? And when you lose water all day, you're losing salt water. But we never replenish with salt water. No, we typically replenish with sweet, sugary drinks. When you start to use the salt in your water and give back to the body what it's losing every day, you're going to find those cravings are going to slip away and melt away. The chlorophyll that you see there to the far right on the bottom, that's the blood of plants. And drinking chlorophyll is basically like drinking healthy red blood. Our goal is to turn your body around quickly, and the chlorophyll gives you that extra boost that you need to do that. For total transformation of your body, you have to learn and master everything there is to know about the alkaline water, the electrolyte salt, and the chlorophyll. And finally, the A, activating the mind, body, and soul. This is the touchy-feely part of what we teach. Stress, anxiety, lack of sleep, lack of movement, those are huge contributors to your symptoms and your ill health. And you've got to learn how to activate the mind, body, and soul and create an action plan so that you can have peace and tranquility in your life. So let me explain that a little bit more. If you want to truly get well, you have to learn and master. You have to learn how to master and calm your mind and soul and move the body. You're going to have access to stretching videos, deep breathing videos, and a list of over 30 ways to better manage your stress. Tips on how to get a good night's rest, a meditation CD for relaxation, and even stress drops, which is a Dr. Bach flower remedy for stress that's gotten so many people off their antidepressants and their anti-anxiety medicines. Isn't that awesome? And finally, this is your action plan workbook. You need to have this manual and workbook to help you step through it all and to make the changes one at a time. The workbook is going to step you through all the DNA materials And it's going to also help you create and customize a plan for yourself. That's going to take into consideration the personal areas that you need most work on and the time that you have to do it. This step of documenting your plan and having this resource to follow is a huge part of people's success in transforming their lives. We find that people are much more successful in this program if they write it down and document what their plan is. So let's recap here. The DNA for digestive health is the 3 simple step to complete body transformation. It's an online home study program that's changed the lives of so many of our patients and their families and their friends. Everything is online. PowerPoints, white papers, lists, charts, graphs, videos, audios, everything you need to break the cycle and get your life and your body back. Let me show you a brief video on just some of the results that we've seen from people who took action on the DNA.
I think the biggest thing is for a lot of people, they've been active in searching for something very well laid out, lots of emails happening each week, what should I be doing, what should I I didn't want to change anymore because I felt like I was moving to that, and I never ever felt that way. So then becomes your tension, but I know and then part of this program actually can make you feel better. And so then I'm going, if I can get my influence, I have to know that I have to do it. You know, make it all happen.
All right. So the question is, who is ready to be our next testimonial? How many of you are ready to claim victory today? Who's with me? If you are, please use the question box to the right and write, I am. All right. Let me take you through the details of the offer and how it works. The Supreme DNA package. Here it is. This is what you've been waiting for. The DNA materials are all available through a unique login ID and password that we're going to give to you. Once you're in the members area, you're going to have access to over 60 hours of learning materials. You can see here the types of information we have to share, but there's so much in the DNA materials that we don't even have room on this slide to show you 1/10 of what we put together for you. It's an amazing resource to teach you everything you need to know about these 3 simple steps so you can easily and quickly transform your health, guaranteed. When you sign up for the DNA plan, you're also going to get all the amazing products and resources that we just discussed. The Core 4, the protein powder, the water resources we talked about, all the stress management tools that we talked about, the cookbook, and the action plan workbook. And it's because of these products and materials that we are able to guarantee you success. You need to know that we sell this package, this plan, all day, every day for $29.95. Over 60 hours of learning materials, all the products that we talked about. For everybody that's on the webinar, when you go to DNAofferforme.com, you're going to see what it means to take action. I believe that action has to be rewarded. In my own life, I've seen this time and again. It's going to happen for you on this webinar just as well. When you take action tonight, this entire program that's valued at $29.95 is yours for one payment of $9.97. You get immediate access to all the materials and the products. The products, by the way, will be delivered to your doorstep, and you'll be able to start on your journey tonight. And that's not all. Remember, we want to reward the action takers on the webinar tonight. And we care so much about your success, and we know that you're going to see results when you have us holding you accountable. So when you take advantage of this webinar tonight, the offer, you're also going to get some fast action bonuses that are valued at over $2,000. You're going to get 2 30-minute private strategy calls with Tina. That's right, 2 30-minute calls with Tina. You're going to have 6 months of monthly coaching calls with myself. That's right, it's you and me, baby. We're taking this walk together. And it's not like you're going to buy a product and it's going to be shipped to you and then we're done. No, 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 no. It's you and I. Your life is going to be transformed in 90 days. And then for an additional 90 days after that, when most people tend to go back to their old ways, you're still going to be on track with me. All right? So you're not going to get out of this that easy. I guarantee you are going to have me supporting you for 6 months, which is going to allow you to completely change your life for good. And you're going to have unlimited email support as well as a 10% lifetime discount on any product that we create moving forward. That is a total deal. That is a total deal. So, DNA for me, that's where you need to go. DNAofferforme.com. Again, 60 hours of all the learning materials, all the products and the resources, plus all the fast action bonuses. Now, if you have questions, in just a couple minutes, I'm going to address those questions. So if you have a question, go ahead and type it into the questions box, and I'll answer them as they come in. Before we get to those questions, I just want to discuss what's going to happen if you don't take action tonight. What if you choose to be one of the few individuals on the webinar tonight that say, I know, this looks good, but this isn't for me. Let me tell you, there's never going to be a good time. Because if the time isn't right tonight, nothing's going to change between now and next year or 10 years from now. Except this is what's going to change. Number one, you're not only going to continue to be sick, but it's inevitable that you're going to get worse. Number two, you're going to end up on more and more medicines. You're going to end up spending more money on medicine in 1 year than you'll spend on this course. Number three, you're going to gain weight, and you're going to have even less energy than you have today. Number four, you're going to enjoy your life less. Your quality of life is going to continue to spiral downward. And look, this last bullet point, although you may think it's a little bit dramatic, it's a true statement. And you've probably never seen this on a webinar before, right? But the reality is that you'll probably bring an end to your life sooner than necessary, all right? Look, this is the truth. I speak the truth. I've seen this happen with too many of my patients. So please, don't wait. Sick and tired, being overweight, that's no way to go through life. Susie used to be like this, but no longer. No amount of money or time is worth it. Take control of your health and get your life back. Tina and I are ready to rock and roll and walk hand in hand with you over the next 6 months. You are guaranteed this transformation is going to happen within 90 days. The clock starts tonight. Don't delay. Please don't find any excuses. This is what you're here for. If you're listening to me on this webinar, you're here for a reason. We're here to help you with that. Let us help you. Here's a recap of the offer one more time. To place your order, go to DNAofferforme.com. Before we get into the questions, let me just answer a couple more common questions that we get all the time. There's one DNA plan per household. So if you have a spouse or a family member that lives with you that can benefit from this information, you only have to sign up one time for the DNA and it's yours for life. And as we make updates and add to it, you're going to benefit from it forever. Also, when you come on board, you learn and incorporate the materials and the products into your life. If you don't have results in 90 days, we will completely refund your money, no questions asked. We already have orders coming in. I want to congratulate anyone who's made the decision to take their life back tonight because that's when the clock starts. I look forward to seeing you inside the members area. Please look for an email from us with your login and password so you can dive right into the content. In addition, we're going to be sending you an email on how to claim your bonuses with Tina and myself. The clock starts now. We will see you in 90 days with your new life, your new body, and the new you. We're going to go ahead and open up for questions and answers. To answer any questions you have, please go ahead and type your questions in the question box and we'll answer them as we receive them. And again, I look forward to seeing you inside the members area and on our coaching calls. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to email us at support@drlizcruz.com. Thank you for being on with us tonight. Take care.
And it doesn't look like we have any additional questions that have come in throughout the webinar. So if anyone does have any questions, go ahead and submit those now and we will answer them as they come in. We did have a comment on the webinar that the testimonials were kind of hard to hear. Must have been a delay through the go to webinar. So what we could do too is we can send out some of those to everyone so they can actually watch them on their own. So keep that in mind. All right, wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. We are so excited for those of you that are already signing up tonight, and we are looking forward to working with you as we go forward. Have a wonderful evening.